Hello and welcome back to Learn with AP Mom. Today in this video, I'm going to introduce the present perfect continuous English tense. This tense can be used to talk about an action that started in the past and continue in the present. It can also be used to talk about an action that has been happening recently. And finally, it can also be used to talk about an action that recently stopped. There is a lot of things to learn about it, so keep watching. So here is the first usage. We can use the present perfect continuous to talk about an action that started in the past and continue in the present. We want to emphasize duration, and you can do that by using for or since in your sentence. Let us have a look here. Lena has been studying English for an hour. The subject is Lena. That means she. And that's why we say has. After that, we added been and then verb ing. In this case, studying English for an hour. So here you notice that I added for at the end of the sentence. That show how long this action has been happening. When you use for, you emphasize the duration for an hour. Let us take a look at the next sentence. Rima and I have been working since 6 a.m. The subject pronoun here is we, so we use have. At the end of this sentence, we added since to show the duration or the time period and to point out the time. The present perfect continuous can also be used without emphasizing duration. In this case, we mean lately. This action has been happening lately. And so we can use the word lately or recently to emphasize the duration and timing of the action that happened recently. So let us have a look. You have been missing many classes lately. You'll notice that at the end of this sentence, I use the word lately to describe when this action has been happening. You can also use lately at the beginning of this sentence. For example, lately you have been missing many classes. The next example says, recently Tom has been running every day. In this sentence, we use recently at the beginning of the sentence to show when this action has been happening. You can also use recently at the end of this sentence. Tom has been running every day recently. And of course, you must have noticed that Tom is he, therefore I used has. Let us move on. The present perfect continuous tense can also be used to talk about an action that recently stopped and has a present result. Let us have a look here. I'm tired because I have been running. Here, the second part of the sentence is using the present perfect continuous tense. I have been running. So, this is the action that recently stopped, and as a result, I am tired. This is the present result. It's because of my previous action, running, now the result is I am tired, which shows the present result of my previous action. Let us try one more example. You don't understand because you haven't been listening. So the result is in the first part of the sentence that you don't understand. That is your present condition. Why? Because you haven't been listening. Your previous action, you was not listening and you was not paying attention. So the result is now at present is that you did not understand. Just notice that don't is a contraction of do not and haven't is a contraction of have not. Now let us take a look at the negative form of the present perfect continuous tense. Here are some examples. I have not been feeling well these days. At the end of this sentence, we use these days. That shows the action that's been happening recently. In the negative form, we have used not. And remember that the not goes after have. In this case, the subject is I, so we use have. I have not been feeling well these days. You can also use the contraction of haven't. I haven't been feeling well these days. The next example says, she has not been cooking lately. We have lately at the end of the sentence. We can also put lately at the beginning of the sentence. And the important part of this sentence is to put not a negative form. So here we added not after has because the subject is she has not. She is the subject, and with she we always use has. She has not been cooking lately. Remember, you can also use the contraction hasn't. Now let us take a look at how to form the have or has question for present perfect continuous tense. Here are some examples. He has been reading for an hour. Now to turn this statement into a question, all what you have to do is change the order of the first two words. He has will be changed to has he. And you will notice that the second part of the sentence don't change. Has he been reading for an hour? The answer could be yes, he has, or no, he hasn't. The next one. They have been sleeping since 8 p.m. Now here to turn it into a question, again we have to switch the first two words. They have will be have they, and the complete sentence will remain as it is. Have they been sleeping since 8 p.m.? And the answer could be yes, they have, or no, they haven't. Great job. Let us move on. Now we will take a look at how to form WH question in present perfect continuous tense. Here are the examples. What, where, why, how. The first one says, what have you been doing lately? I can answer this question by saying I have been working, or I have been studying, I have been cooking. The next one, where have you been traveling? And the answer could be I have been traveling in US, I have been traveling in Europe. Next, why has he been feeling sad? And the answer could be he has been feeling sad because his pet died. Or he has been sad because he broke up with his girlfriend. The last one, how has she been doing? The answer could be she's been doing well. Remember, she is a contraction of she is. Here we come to the end of this lesson. See you next time. Love and peace to all.